See, and all in all, when it really comes down to it,
I have to see what time this is so I can catch this out.
When it really comes down to it, what we really should be discussing is, what is his wife going to do? Is she going to move with him?
The trouble with loyalty to a cause is that the cause will always betray you.
So, I was on Rumble for the last couple of years, posting all my videos there, and it was cool in very many ways, and it was kind of, I expected everything that happened, but it was, that was kind of what made the cool things that I found out about it very cool. I found out that there is a good, 35 of you that are hard fucking core. You need my content. You gotta see every video. And I said I'm going to Rumble, and you all went cool. And you all came to Rumble, and you watched every video, every time, 2 or 3 times. It was fun. It was very fun to see how many people, bopped over, right? That was very cool. But I didn't get a lot of comments. And I think part of the reason why I didn't get a lot of comments is I was kind of like, look, the thing that drives me fucking insane is the comments. So, unless you're coming up with a good point, don't even bother to leave the fucking comments. I don't care. Which at the time was very much the energy I had going on. But now, come back to YouTube. Now I'm posting on both, So if you're really hardcore, fuck YouTube, then, it's still being posted to Rumble. And, the dynamic is different now, right? I remember when I used to do Patreon, and I'd have people that would be like, hey man, I understand you got your views and everything, or I understand you're doing the content that you want to do, but I'd really like to hear this from you, or I'd really like to see this from you, and I just want to mention that I'm a Patreon, and I was like, you know what, I don't even fucking want to do this shit anymore. You don't know me. You pay me $5 a month, that's awesome, I appreciate that, and you're already getting a half an hour to an hour's worth of content every day. That doesn't mean I'm now going to start tailoring my content to you. And that was, annoying, and it's always the thing. So, now I'm back on YouTube, and, getting more comments. And I like that. That's awesome, right? It's very good to get more comments because I'm getting feedback. I like feedback. And I really like commenters, like the one that I'm going to read. Oh, shit. Well, I'm fucking everything up now. Oh, good lord. Oh, my... What is all this now? Get out of here. Fuck off. Fuck off. Yeah, I remember the days when it used to be pop-ups every 5 segments of a second, and yeah, and now it's all shit that I want to have popping up, but it's pissing me off. Anyways, so you got the comment now. I really like this commenter. I like their comment. The content of their comment will go through, and you can decide whether or not I really love it at the end of that or not. But I like commenters like this, right? Usually, people are as lazy as that. Well, because I just don't comment usually. They have a little bit more of a desire to be standing out than I ever fucking would in the comment section. Whatever. Anyway, so I like people that give the full picture, right? Usually I get one-liners, or I get, you're wrong, because I said so, and you're stupid, right? I get that a lot, and I hate that, because how can I make a video about that for half an hour? It's just ridiculous. I mean, I could, but I, don't want to. So, I need something worthwhile. I need something with some meat to it. I need you to fight my arguments, not just fight my shadow, actually address what I say. And got one of those, but it wasn't just a one-liner. It wasn't just, you're wrong because at this point was wrong, so fuck your whole video, right? Wasn't that. It was, this is the situation, this is what's going on, this is, you know, all right. And it was, it was still parroting the narrative, but it was doing it in a unique way, right? It wasn't bullet points. It wasn't just, nobody's above the law, right? Nobody's above the law, including the president. Except for the president's son, apparently he's above the law, and all the president's family, they're above the law. And apparently they've been above the law for the last 10 years, and we just didn't know about it until he was ready to leave office, and you know. So, yeah, these are the people that you're defending. In my eyes, these are the people that you're defending. The ones who said over and over and over again, the script went out, and every one of them got the same tagline. No one's above the law, including the president. And then Joe Biden does that shit. Alright, so here we go. Really like this one. I want to read the whole thing, and then I want to go through it essentially word by word. And then I want to talk about rubber band theory. Because I think people are ignoring rubber band theory. And that could be because I'm not entirely sure that rubber band theory is actually a thing. I might be coming up with my own thing right now. But yeah, rubber band theory. We're gonna discuss some rubber band theory after this comment. All right. And you know, those of you who say, you know, you really should write scripts because it'd let you order your thoughts and actually say everything that you want to say and all that. Yeah, that's really appealing. But the fact that my thoughts are disordered is kind of my charm. And if I took the time to come up with every funny, you know, say every funny line I thought about something, it'd get fucking ponderous. So, and also I'm creative enough to come up with new jokes. Make me lazy. Alright. It's not that I'm already lazy. So, this person said, because I never say, really, who it is. I don't want you guys to go through there. Enough people have already blasted this person, so it doesn't matter. He wasn't on a visa to go to college. He had a green card and was married to a U.S.-born citizen. And he wasn't pro-Hamas. He was pro-Palestinian civilians who are being arbitrarily killed. He was not pro-Hamas. That's a statement alone. And green card holders are protected by the Constitution and are not subject to the same rules as people on visas. He was arrested by ICE under the assumption that he was on a temporary visa, which he isn't. Now, I almost want to go through it in reverse order. You know what? Let's go through it in reverse order. Alright. Which he isn't. Fair enough. He was arrested by ICE under the assumption that he was on a temporary visa, which he isn't. Fair enough. Sounds to me like you're making a deal. Just gonna say, sounds to me like you're making a deal. We all agree he's not a citizen. Right? We all agree, not a citizen. So therefore, he does not have a citizen's rights. Right? Like an American citizen has the right to be a fucking asshole. And we just kind of got to go disapprove and love. Right? Now, I love you, man, but I just think you're fucking stupid. You know? As a citizen, you got that right. As a anything else, you don't really. Like, you do. Every American enjoys the inalienable right to do privately whatever the fuck they want in their house. Right? And up until 2013, 14, somewhere around there, everybody understood that within your own home you do whatever you want. But if you walk outside of the boundaries of your own home, you are now subject to public scrutiny. Right? And around 2013, people started to say, I don't like the idea of that. Because they wanted to live it, like, you know, they were all the weird kid in high school. the kid that dyed their hair purple and wore weird clothes, you know, black pants with a white shirt with a band, and they all had trench coats. Back in my day, they were all trench coats, and they all wore eye makeup, or maybe they whited their face up a little bit, or whatever. They were all very... They all had the... Oddly enough, they all kind of had the fucking, what is it, the cauliflower head that kids are running around with now. Like, the popular kids now style their hair like the weird kids in my day. Right? So, I don't, you know, whatever. Say whatever you want about that. But, where was I? I did it again. I forgot what I was saying. Anyways, once you go outside of the boundaries of your walls, you are now open to public scrutiny. You know? And if you're out there in a sexy outfit, some asshole's gonna go, whoa! Right? Like that. I'm not saying you shouldn't be allowed to do that. I'm just saying, if you're going to do that, I can't say that they shouldn't be allowed to go, woo! Like, if you want to show yourself an asshole to everybody else around you, feel free, man. I want to know. Right? So, you know, it is what it is. That's why I don't go out in short skirts, because believe me, if I went out in a short skirt, all I'd hear is bitches going, whoa! Because I'm fucking sexy. Anyways, so he was arrested by ICE under the assumption that he was on a temporary visa, which he isn't. So we're making a deal here. So, alright. If he was on a temporary visa, then you would be with me and say, fucking get rid of him. Is that what you're trying to tell me here? Because you're making a distinction. Like, what does it matter? Right? Because I'm making a distinction too. I'm saying green card, visa, whatever the fuck, I don't care. He's not a citizen. Get the fuck out. You hate this country? Okay, fucking go. Right? You hate our allies? Okay, fucking go. And I'm telling you, you gotta remember, you're talking to a person who believes that anybody who's going to walk around in public with a sign that says fuck America, down with America, die America, whatever the fuck, any iteration of anti-American whatever, I want to deport them too. I want to pick them up. I want there to be an entitlement program, right? If you hate this country, I as a taxpayer will gladly pay all fees involved to move you to another country. Wherever you want to go. You pick. Fuck America, right? And then they pick you up and they put you in a little bus. You know, a little short bus, and then they take you to a facility, and they say, what country would you like to go to? And you say, I want to go to, well, certainly not Gaza. Like, you know, okay, well, where do you want to go? I'll go to Ireland with Rosie O'Donnell. Maybe that's a good place. And they'll go, okay. And then we'll pack up all your shit, your car and everything. Fuck it, you know. We're not moving your house. Fuck you, we need the house. But you take the car. Pack up all your shit, your wife, your kids, your dog, whatever the fuck's involved in the situation, put it all on a big old plane, send you the fuck over there. Unload all your shit. Like, literally, we'll send you over there, we'll get you to the airport, and then we'll unload all your shit onto the tarmac and go, bye, bitch! And then they'll take off and leave your ass there. I love the idea of it. I really, really do. I think it'd be fantastic. You hate this country? I'm more than happy for my tax dollars to move you the fuck out of it. So, we're making deals here. If he were a citizen, this would be fine. He's not a citizen. He's somebody else. He's a non-citizen, right? There's many degrees of non-citizen. I don't fucking care. Whatever degree of non-citizen you are, you hate America, get the fuck out of here. I will happily revoke your non-citizen citizenness or whatever. Get the fuck out. Like that. But you're making deals here. If he was on a temp visa, alright, fine, we understand. If he's on a temp visa, fine, get the fuck rid of him. Alright? Now, you making the deal here of temp visa, fuck it, which I'm sure you're going to come back with, that was not what I was doing, I wasn't making that deal. But nevertheless, you made the distinction, for a reason. And I'm guessing the distinction was to distinguish between him with his green card and somebody with a temp visa. And I imagine that distinction is, well, a green card's bigger than a temp visa, so fuck yeah, get rid of the temp visa guy. Right? So we are already on the path to you agreeing with me because you're making deals. I'm saying all of them, including citizens that would like to go, and you're saying, well, we'll make some distinctions. Right?
Let's go to the next line. This is fun. Isn't this fun? I love doing this shit. This is what I really like about doing YouTube. However, it does get to a point where the tism ultimately breaks me. I will admit it. Ultimately, after what was it, like 5 years, 6 years of doing this, the tism broke me. And green card holders, doing it line by line. Yeah, what the fuck is that? And green card holders are protected by the Constitution and are not subject to the same rules as people on visas.
Like, protected by the Constitution? In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. Right? Essentially, as long as you're here because you want to be here and you want to be an American, you want to take part in our culture, our society, the whole thing, then we don't you're a citizen. Why not? You're married to a citizen, you live here fully, you're fully integrated into our society. Fine. We just kind of ignore the fact that, no, you very much don't have exactly the same rules under the Constitution. Like, you need to read your pocket Constitution. I'll let you borrow mine. It's right behind the American flag. But yeah, not entirely, as we're beginning to find out. Apparently there's some little laws of, no, get the fuck out of here. So, socially you're correct, legally you're not. And are subject to the same rules as people on visas, are not subject to the same rules as people on visas. Fair enough. They're not. With a green card, you get that. A visa's kind of like, alright, you're here, but at some point we expect you to go. Right? A green card is, you're here, why don't you just apply for citizenship? Like, why don't you just make it official and just call it a day? Like, why don't you do the thing? Well, this guy didn't want to do the thing, so he's sitting on a green card. Not a visa, fair enough. We expect people on visas inevitably to leave. Green card people, we kind of expect them to hang around. Really, that's the only difference. Like, beyond that, not much. He was not pro-Hamas. With that, entirely in that context, and that context alone, as a statement standing alone, alright, fair enough, you're wrong, but yeah, alright, fair enough. So we need to get to the other thing for me to be able to qualify why you're wrong. And he wasn't pro-Hamas, he was pro-Palestinian civilians who are being arbitrarily killed. Right. He's protesting against Israel. Right? This is some fucking simple ass 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 2 = 4 type of mathematics, right? A plus B, or A and B are the same, B and C are the same, so A and C are the same. We're gonna do that. We're gonna run through that shit. Get ready. Get your cap on. And he wasn't pro-Hamas, he was pro-Palestinian civilians who are being arbitrarily killed. Well, who are arbitrarily killing the Palestinian civilians? Me personally, I would say Hamas are arbitrarily killing the civilians because Hamas has had many opportunities to evacuate areas where they knew that Israel was going to attack. Israel has done the whole thing. They've sent out flyers. They do what's called like I don't know what it's called, but it's like a roof knock bomb. Like, it's a bomb that will hit and just kind of shutter the fucking building. Like, there isn't a payload big enough to really do damage, like severe damage. It'll just boom and just rock the building, and you know, oh fuck, that's a warning shot. You know, like they've done radio broadcasts. Get the fuck out. We're gonna kill everybody that's in there. Leave now. You know what happens? Hamas gets on radio and they say don't go. They call everybody and they say don't leave. If you don't leave, they won't attack. Hamas is some scumfuck motherfuckers, but that's some arbitrary killing of innocent civilians, right? Israel's trying to fight a war. Now look, I understand you're looking at brown people fighting against people you imagine are not brown people, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. The facts don't really fucking matter, man. But if a Mexican cartel were to parachute 100 troopers into where's Burning Man? Nevada? Burning Man's like Nevada or Arizona, one of those states that's close enough for this to work. So they parachute into Burning Man. They kill thousands. They just gun down thousands. They rape and kidnap a few hundred women and drag them back across the border, right? And then they just start going around to the, suburban neighborhoods around where all that shit is, and they just start gunning people down. Or gunning people down, killing people in just horrific, barbaric ways. They're filming it with GoPros to post online. They're taking the phones of women and filming them being raped and killed, and then posting it on their own Facebook through their phone's access. They're doing all this kind of shit. They're disgusting piece of shit motherfuckers. If that happened, what do you think our response would be? Because I gotta tell you, I remember a time when like 9 people flew 2 planes into 2 buildings, killed a few thousand, flew another plane into another building, which, let's be honest, it's a military facility. You should be ready for this shit. And then ditched another plane into a field because the people that retook the plane back over couldn't fly it. Right? That happened. And for the next 20 years, we flattened like 2 or 3 different countries. If everything I just described to you was done by a Mexican cartel, within 5 years there would really not be much left of Mexico anymore. Certainly no more of the cartels. And innocent people, well, you would just never really hear about it, would you? Consider that reality. Mexican cartels parachute people into Burning Man, kill thousands, rape and kidnap hundreds, and film it all and post it all online. The response to that, by necessity, would be fucking withering. Nine dudes flew 2 planes into 2 buildings, killed a few thousand. 2 to 3 countries were flattened for the next 20 years. I think that we would sink Mexico into the sea. It's just a guess, but I'm pretty fucking positive that's a good guess. So, this happens to Israel. Hamas people parachute into a fucking music festival, kill thousands, rape and kidnap people, right? And then they go through the neighborhoods and just start murdering people. They posted it all online. This shit fucking happened, right? So then they go back and they've spent years, and every fucking cent of relief money has been spent into building tunnels and stockpiles underneath civilian buildings, hospitals, schools, all the things you're most likely fucking complaining about, right? So they did all of this. They built there's a reason why the Pentagon isn't built underneath Manhattan. There's a reason for that, right? Because there's a reason for that, you know? It's why the White House, isn't built underneath Vegas. There's reasons for that shit. Because we're not disgusting scumfuck pieces of shit. That's the reason why we don't do that. We're disgusting scumfuck pieces of shit in a lot of different ways. But at least we're, human about it. Relatively. We'll just fuck you out of money. We won't literally put your children above our military base where we're stockpiling munitions in a school we built for you. But they do. And furthermore, the people voted them in power. The people voted for that. I voted for Elon Musk to go into Doge and do this everything. I voted for everything that they're telling me I didn't vote for, I voted for, right? And anybody who voted for Hamas, you're fucking kidding me if you don't think they knew what they were voting for, right? So, certain Palestinian people, I don't make much distinction between Hamas and them. But there are a lot of Palestinian people who are just innocent people, just trying to live their fucking lives. And they live in a shit fucking country like we did for the past 4 years. And their country just happens to be far more disgusting and uncaring about them than ours. As amazing of a statement as that is to actually make, all in all. Right? So, if he were truly pro-Palestinian civilians who are being arbitrarily killed, he would very much be against Hamas. But he's very much against Israel. And Israel's very much against Hamas. Because they're very much against the arbitrary killing of civilians. Like, they don't entirely make a distinction all the way up until, well, I guess they're not leaving. If they're not leaving, they're the enemy. We've given so much warning. And if you actually crunch the numbers, there's been less civilian death in this war than there has been in pretty much any other war. Right? So no matter what they tell you, most of what they're telling you is numbers that are given to them by Hamas. Forgive me, I don't believe them. Right? I'm going to wait until the whole thing's done and the butcher bill is tallied. And then we're going to see what actually fucking happened. And if it's horrifying, I hope they put them on, you know, whatever the fuck. Right? Do their worst. Fine. But as it stands right now, it seems like things have been actually running quite fucking well. So, if he's against the arbitrary killing of Palestinian civilians, he should be very much in line with Israel and very much against Hamas. And he should very much be protesting against Hamas and saying you should let the people leave these areas where Israel is attacking you because you deserve it and they don't. And you should very much be giving back these hostages. Alive, preferably. Like, it's kind of sad that we're starting to just get back more dead ones than live ones now. But, you know, whatever. I guess some 3-year-old kids need to be strangled in captivity. I guess that's how you're supposed to fight the war. Whatever. Nevertheless, if he was truly against the arbitrary killing of Palestinian civilians, he would be very much with the Israelis. But he's not. He's very much with brown people. So he's kind of supporting terrorism. Like, he's against Israel. He's supporting terrorism. He's supporting Hamas. Every time that somebody says they're against Israel, they're supporting Israel's enemy. Which is Hamas. Like, you can say, oh, I'm trying to split the hairs here, but nobody thinks that any of the innocent civilians should be getting killed. That's why it's a shame that Hamas won't let them leave. Like, I understand. You hate the Jews, man, and Zionists are just the most worst fucking things in the world because you just hate the Jews. I understand. You just hate the Jews. But, you know, again, it's just another one of those boogeymen you've made up in your own mind, right? So, I don't know what to tell you other than look into it deeper. Like, look beyond the propaganda and look for the truth. That's really what I can tell you. That's it, man. I don't know. But, like, this is one of those things where I'm never going to convince you because you are just, well, he's anti-Jew. Which means, obviously, he's just pro-Palestinian civilian who are being arbitrarily killed. No. That's pro-Hamas. Right? If A hates Jews and B hates Jews, then supports A, then A and B hate Jews and are the same thing. Right? So, I don't know what to tell you. It sounds like a fucking terrorist to me. He was not pro-Hamas. Yes, he was. He wasn't on a visa to go to college. He had a green card and was married to a U.S.-born citizen. So what? So he's fucking some chick who apparently makes really bad decisions in men, right? So he's fucking a chick who honestly is probably better off, and that is a reason why we should tolerate his behavior. That is the reason why we should tolerate him occupying buildings, whatever the fuck it was he was doing. I don't even fucking care. I don't even fucking care. He was there, and he was in enough trouble that he got picked up. And he's in enough trouble that they're going to make an example out of him. Okay. Like, the fact that he's just married to some bitch, that Really? Because, like, if my sister brings her husband over to my house and her husband drops trow and shits in my kitchen, I'm kicking him out. She can stay if she wants, but most likely she's probably going to go with him. And yeah, then you can go too. But he's got to fucking go. Like, you can stay if you really want to. It's going to make shit awkward, but, like, you know, I understand if you want to leave too, but he has got to go. I don't give a fuck if he's my brother-in-law. I don't care. I don't care that he's fucking some chick. That gets him a green card. That doesn't give him the citizen's right to be a piece of shit. I don't have to tolerate him being a piece of shit. We don't have to tolerate him being a piece of shit. We have enough pieces of shit. We breed enough pieces of shit on our own. This is kind of the whole fucking immigration thing, don't you think? That now we're getting all the pieces of shit from every other country. Every other country's like, you know what? Joe Biden's great. Our society's never been more peaceful. Because we've sent all the pieces of shit to America. Fucking A. Great. No, you can go. It isn't a right to have a green card. It's a privilege. And your privilege has been fucking revoked. I love the comments on YouTube. Man, nothing gets me fucking going more than the comments on YouTube. So, you really tried hard to change my opinion or to lead me to the truth, but all I heard was, innocent Palestinian people being arbitrarily killed. The same parroted fucking lines over and over again that have been already bandied about and run through so many fucking times by so many fucking people. Including me! So, whatever. We are where we are. And here we are. Now, 31 minutes of a setup. That's like almost a record for me. I've taken longer to set up a video before too. Rubber band theory. What is rubber band theory? What does it mean? Who invented it? So far, me. Because I have no idea if it exists in any other way. But, right, there's the pendulum theory. And I like the pendulum theory. You know, the pendulum swings one way, and then the pendulum swings back the other way. Right? So, what I like, though, is rubber band theory. It's two people stretching a rubber band, right? And one person says, I want you to accept transgender people. And the other person goes, okay. And then the other person says, I want you to never judge transgender people at all, no matter what. Even if they look weird in public, you have to just accept them as whatever the fuck it is they pretend they're being. And the other person goes, what? And the other person goes, yeah. You really gotta just play the fantasy, man. It's the fantasy they want to live, and it's their life, and you gotta accept it. And then the other person goes, nope. And let's go with that rubber band, and snap! The pain comes. And then they take the rubber band back up and go, alright, what's the next topic? So, you pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and now we have to put all these laws in that say, no, men can't compete against women. Other stupid shit like that. Rubber band theory. Abortion. We were sold is for incest, rape, and the health of the mother. Well, we were already sold a lie. We just didn't fucking think about it enough to catch on to it back then. But now we've thought about it enough. We've caught on to it now. Rape. Right? Health of the mother, 9.9 times out of 10, anything that's involving a pregnancy wherein the health of the mother is in danger, the baby is not a viable baby. Nobody cares about aborting dead babies from women. Like, nobody gives a shit about removing an ectopic. This is not a concern. Nobody cares about that. Nobody's going to demand that you keep that unfortunately dead baby inside of you. Like that. No, that's not. This is not a thing. So let's just throw that away because nobody cares. Incest. No, we're not really talking about like a stepbrother and a stepsister. You know, parent. my 18-year-old kid and your, 19-year-old kid, and we're gonna get married, and then eventually they're gonna fuck, and then they're gonna, oh, we're so in love, and then they get married and they have a kid. They're adults, no, whatever. It's barely even incest. And so what we're talking about is like an uncle that rapes his niece, gets her pregnant. It's rape. We're talking about a brother who rapes his sister, gets her pregnant. Rape. So what we're talking about is fucking rape, right? So abortion should be allowed in cases of rape, no matter how depraved they get. And honestly, I've said this many, many times before. Fair enough, right? Putting tension on because I don't like it. Fair enough, right? And then it's, well, you also have to accept that even though the acceptable cases are like less than 1% of the population winds up into this, we should be aborting a few thousand babies a year. We're going to abort 1 million babies a year. Because sometimes bitches just don't want to fuck up their body. Right? And when that person lets go of the rubber band to cause the pain, to bring us back into the middle, you know what happens? Some lady travels across 2 states to go and get an abortion pill. She takes the abortion pill. Side effects that come with the abortion pill kill her. And everybody's like, what the fuck, if only she would have been able to have that. And if only she would have been responsible with herself. And if only she would have made better choices with her body that she's fully allowed to make choices with. But hey, make good choices, dumbass. It's your body. It's the only fucking one you get. Make good choices with it. Stupid. And she didn't. She made bad choices with her body. And continued to make bad choices, which ultimately led to her demise. And that's sad. And that sucks. But you killed 1 million babies last year. Not all of them were just because of rape, man. Like, not 99% of them were unacceptable. We killed 1 million babies last year. And on average, for the past 50 years, we've killed 1 million babies a year. So, right, rubber band theory. You pull one fucking blade so hard, right? So now we've got this situation where we've got all this fucking tension over Donald Trump and everything that's going on, and now we've got domestic terrorists. They're firebombing fucking Tesla dealerships and Teslas and all this shit. We've got all these Hamas protesters that are out there supporting Hamas because fuck you. If you're anti-Israel, you're pro-Hamas. So they're out there being pro-Hamas and shit, and everybody looks at these people that they have seen out there just being fucking assholes for months now, and we finally got one that we can kick out for it. You honestly think you're not going to be made an example of? There you go. You're getting your wish. You wanted to be a martyr for the cause? Go home. That's your punishment. Rubber band theory, man. And that's why now you want to burn a Tesla? Fantastic. Those are some hefty federal charges. Let's hope they don't just stick you in a black site and we just forget about you. Because that's the level of shit you're getting into. We can legally just pick you up off the street. Like, we can do the full-on, like, movie-style kidnapping thing. We could slide up with a slide van. That door slides open. Dude fucking grabs you, pulls you off the street. Your drink goes flying, right? Your shoe flies, your crock flies off and all that shit, right? And then you're just gone. What happened to this person? She's just gone. Well, did anybody see anything? Anything happen? No. No idea. She's just gone. That's what they can do with terrorists. Did you know that? So, yeah, George W. Bush gave us that. Well, actually, the Saudis gave us that, but we're splitting hairs again, right? So, yeah, you know, you destroy enough property, all of a sudden, there's going to be some stiff penalties. It's the rubber band effect. Whoever pulls the rubber band hardest and in the most stupid way, the other person's going to let go to teach you the lesson. And if you're the person that the rubber band gets snapped on, it can cost you your life, it can cost you your freedom, or it can cost you your green card in this country. See, and all in all, when it really comes down to it,
I have to see what time this is so I can catch this out.
when it really comes down to it, what we really should be discussing is, what is his wife going to do? Is she going to move with him? Is she going to move to wherever the fuck? Is she going to move to Gaza with him? Is she going to move to Iran with him? Is she going to move to wherever the fuck in the Middle East with him? How much you want to bet? That ain't going to happen. Whoever it is that he married to get his green card, I bet you, is going to take one look at the ninja shroud and she's going to be like, nah, I want a divorce. I mean, seriously, dude, that's what I want to know. Has she filed for divorce? Is she like, nah, I'm a citizen. I'm fine living where I'm at. I don't want to go over there and have to fucking walk 3 paces behind you wearing a ninja shroud like I'm a fucking bodyguard. Like, nah, I'm good. I need a divorce. So all in all, really, this shit could work itself out to where you ain't even got a visa. You wish you got a temp visa, man. You ain't got your green card anymore because you ain't got a wife. She divorced your ass. Like, wouldn't it just be like a bitch? Wouldn't it just be like a bitch?